I now have Charlotte with me, and she has a powerful testimony about receiving her healing. Charlotte said the first time she came to Revival Church International was 2 years ago in 2023. And Charlotte said at that time when she came for the first time, the prophet located her and the prophet canceled the angel of death that was following her. Charlotte said she was very disobedient at the time. She stayed away from the house of God, and she was not under the teachings and under the word of God. And she said at the time she did not know how sick she really was. She suddenly one day just felt that her chest was closing, and she went to the hospital where they then found she had TB. So Charlotte was then on the 6-month treatment for her TB, and she received her healing. But still, Charlotte said she was disobedient. She still did not come to the house of the Lord, and she still was not under the teachings and under the word of God. So last year, when she again felt a pain in her chest, she went to the hospital, and they saw on the x-rays that the tuberculosis has returned. And Charlotte said for 2 times after, she also went to the hospital again. And on the 3rd time, the nurses told her, "Ma'am, you can start to plan your funeral because you will not make it alive out of 2024. But Charlotte said her story changed last year in the month of November. She said in the month of November, she was having an argument with her boyfriend, and she then decided to go to her mother's house, which she normally does not do. And at that exact moment, when Charlotte went to her mother's house, Pastor Pedro and Pastor Olivia were meeting with her mother because her mother is in their house of peace. And when Charlotte entered the house, immediately Pastor Pedro started to speak to her and said, "Today is the day that you surrender your life to Jesus Christ." Charlotte that day surrendered her life to Jesus Christ. And Pastor Pedro also laid his hands on her, prayed for her, and delivered her from sickness. And Charlotte said 2 weeks after she surrendered her life to Christ, and after Pastor Pedro prayed for her, she went back to the hospital. They tested her spit, and they did x-rays again. And when the results came back from the test of the spit and the x-rays, there was no more sign of TB anywhere in her lungs. Charlotte says to this day she is completely healed. She has no more pains in her chest, no more shortness of breath, and she gives God all the glory for a complete healing.